What's up? G-Funk in the house. Wrestle Talk 2018. Coming at you live, Facebook Live. With my special host, as always, Mr. X.
Parts unknown, weight unknown, Mr. X. G-Funk, what's going on?
What's up, brother?
Not too much. I'm talking here from Guadalajara, Mexico. I was in Brooklyn last night for the 25th anniversary Monday Night Raw. Got the hell out of this country afterwards. I'm wrestling an independent match show tonight. I'm the only 72-year-old luchador you'll find on the pro wrestling scene.
Anyways, yeah, so how was the Raw show? I watched it at home, but I want to get your take on it live in a living color at the Barclay. How was it?
You know, I got to tell you, overall, I was disappointed. I think that the expectations were really, really high for this show. I think that they advertised a lot of legends, but didn't utilize a lot of legends, at least utilized them effectively. There were some glaring omissions, most notably The Rock. Randy Orton wasn't there. He should have been there. AJ Styles, although he hasn't had a big impact on Raw in his time in WWE, is one of their main players now and only appeared in the backstage interview. So pretty disappointing there. So if you want, I mean, we can run down the show. You know, as expected, it was a highly anticipated show. The highlight for me was, and probably for everybody else, was the opening segment where McMahon and Austin got to bring back some of their old chemistry, which is something that is unparalleled in professional wrestling today. You don't see that chemistry anywhere.
Agreed. That to me, that was the highlight of the whole fucking show, bro. Honestly, I thought, because they didn't, like I said, they didn't advertise a lot of matches except for the Roman Reigns Miz, which I was very happy the Miz won the IC belt, by the way. That was a big thing, because Roman's definitely going to win the Universal Championship. He's going to face Brock. That's just inevitable. So I'm just glad they let, on a big show like that, let Miz win for the 8th time. Congratulations to the Miz, because that's a pretty big achievement. He's only one shy of tying Jericho's record for 9-time Intercontinental Champion. So that was huge.
And I can see the crowd was solidly behind the Miz. The thing with the Miz is he does have support, but the crowd was more anti-Roman than it was pro-Miz. And you can see that with the chants. You know, there was a few, the women and the kids, very similar to Cena, you know, let's go Roman, Roman sucks.
Yeah.
A lot of that going on in the Garden, in the Barclays Center last night as well. I mean, the guy gets heat. I don't think you need to turn him heel. I think he already is a heel. And whatever they're doing with him, he's getting a reaction. It may not be the reaction they initially designed for, but it's organically happening, and they should just run with it as they've been. Yeah,
I said, like I said, the overall show, they shouldn't have had it at 2 different venues. That, I think, was automatically dumb. That, I think, killed the whole show. Like, you had Stone Cold was the only main guy on there. Then you had a bunch of the old legends that no one gave a shit. The Boogeyman, Ted DiBiase, who I like, but still, you know, Brother Love. Like, who gives a shit about these guys? Jericho, like I said, didn't come out. He was in the back. That was stupid. They should have brought him out because the pop would have been huge for him. That was a big mistake.
Interesting enough about Chris Jericho, he was wearing his Alpha Club shirt, which is a New Japan product, and what he was promoting in his match against Kenny Omega a few weeks ago. I found that interesting that they allowed for that because, you know, Vince micromanages every aspect of his show and what gets on his TV. Yeah,
pretty much. Well, I think Vince is kind of smart. Let him do that just because you'll get more of an audience from Japan now coming to look, especially if Jericho's coming back and everything. And if they sign Kenny Omega to come, which supposedly I heard he might be surprised entering the Rumble, but like I said, that's still up for speculation. But otherwise, the show itself, I said, with having The Undertaker and DX at the Manhattan Center, big mistake. Like, what they should have done is they should have done a Raw reunion moment show, had a couple of guys show up, but they shouldn't have the same night as the anniversary show. They should have made it like yesterday or tonight and had those guys on, like, you know, maybe on SmackDown have, you know, those guys on, you know, a different time and had, like, you know, The Undertaker, DX, you know, they had Stone Cold, you know, all on at the Barclays Center. Because I'm telling you right now, I was really disappointed, and a lot of people are complaining. And you even said so yourself that it was a lot of people were very upset and wanting refunds from what you told me.
There's reports in the Manhattan Center that people paid face value of $400 tickets for basically two full matches, which were very short, and appearances by legends, which is just ridiculous. I mean, what they should have done was just put everything in the Barclays Center, had a little more organized, a little more meaningful. I feel like it was a regular episode of Raw and not necessarily a good one.
Agreed.
With legends sprinkled in, other than Austin, of course, owning the night.
Yeah.
It was all downhill from there. So real quick, running through the show, you had the 8-girls match. The only thing that came out of this significant was you saw Paige and her new role outside, managing the team. And at the end, Asuka turned on her team and eliminated most of the women over the top rope, which could be some foreshadowing for what we're going to
I'll tell you right now. That right there telling me she's not going to win. Just because they did it like that, I have a feeling now, because for a while I thought Asuka was going to win. But now after she pulled that shit last night at the end of her match, I'm pretty sure she's not going to win now. I don't know who's going to win. Like I said, I've read a lot of speculation that Ronda Rousey is going to be in the Royal Rumble and she's going to win it. That, to me, is ridiculous. But that's one of the very big rumors that's going around. And a lot of people say it's... She was in New York. She was in meetings with Triple H and Stephanie and the McMahons and the executive creators of WWE. So that, to me, that's a possibility. As much as I don't want to see her, join WWE, but like I said, the whole Asuka thing definitely was too predictable. Now it kind of makes it look like, all right, now everyone knows she's going to win. So it kind of looks, now they're going to throw a curveball at us and probably say, hey, guess what? Surprise, Ronda Rousey's going to be in it and win. So that wouldn't surprise me at all right now, just because the way
they could be overbooking, knowing that you're thinking she's going to win, so she wouldn't win. Now she's going to win. So
yeah,
you never know.
Who knows?
I don't know how I feel about Rousey. I don't know what she'd be like in the ring. She obviously has a presence. We saw that at WrestleMania a couple years ago. She came out with Pac and confronted Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. But I think the verdict's still out about what kind of player she'll be in the world of wrestling.
Yeah.
You had the Miz Roman Reigns IC title match we touched on. A decent match. Miz went over relatively clean. He did use the turnbuckle without the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
Crowd was probably behind Miz, but more anti-Roman than anything else. Christian returned to the Peep Show. Now, my problem with Christian is they never really formally gave him a retirement, if you recall. He just kind of disappeared. Agreed.
I felt the same way. The fact that Edge wasn't there, there was a lot of people that weren't there that should have been there. Like Mick Foley wasn't there. Edge, Lita, The Rock, of course. I knew The Rock probably, he couldn't with his busy goddamn shitty movie schedule that he's doing. I'll tell you right now. The next Jumanji, I heard, got terrible reviews, and the other one, Rampage, that's supposed to be part of an old school video game. Like, why would you do like a video game movie? That movie, first of all, if they would have done it, they should have done it years ago, when everyone kind of still like, cause kids now, millennials, like, what the hell freaking video game was that? Besides older people like ourselves who knew that game. But like I said, I was like, he could have showed up, at least made an appearance, if not at the Manhattan Center, or come swing by Barclays, whatever, and just come out and get the crowd pumped up or end the show. Who knows? Like I said, I was very disappointed on the amount of people they actually had there, and besides, the few names, the big names, and they had two of the bigger names on the Manhattan Center, and the only person big on Raw technically was Austin. On the Barclays.
And the Divas, you had Eric Bischoff as well. I thought he got a pretty big pop. Just going back though, I disagree with you on The Rock. The Rock doesn't need wrestling anymore. The Rock's making $15 to $20 million a movie. Yeah. Wrestling's an afterthought to him. Also, I did see Jumanji with my son, and I don't like movies like this, but it was actually pretty good. The Rock's got a natural likability and charisma to him. I know he's loyal to the WWE. Vince McMahon did make him give him his break and really catapult him to stardom and give him that form that he needed. But, ultimately, The Rock's going to do what The Rock wants to do, and no one's going to tell him otherwise, unfortunately. But yeah, that would have been a nice boost at the end of the show. But like I said, after Austin, it was all downhill. Yeah. So you had Christian there, did the Peep Show with Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins. They set up their match this Sunday against The Bar. I'm personally bored of the program, although I can tell you Jason Jordan is getting more comfortable with his role as his dweeby partner. The crowd is not into. He reminds me very much of Kurt Angle in his early days. How he's kind of a goofy character that can't quite figure out why the crowd's against him, but he's kind of a at the same time. I'll
tell you right now, I think the Jordan-Rollins pairing was by far the worst mistake they could have made. I think terrible. I miss Ambrose. I liked Ambrose and Rollins together. They could have let Rollins go after the IC belt or something else, and let him be a singles competitor, not keep him sticking with another tag team guy that does not suit him. Like I said, I was all against that. Once Ambrose went down and didn't have a tag team partner, as much as I think in Seth Rollins' contract, he has to have a belt at all times. Because since he's been in WWE, he's been without a belt for maybe more than a couple months, and then having, the U.S. Championship or the Heavyweight Championship or Universal or whatever numerous of belts he's held already. So, I just think that, those two pairings are stupid. Jason Jordan, to me, is just... they should have kept him on SmackDown with Chad Gable. I thought they were good as a tag team. They both worked well together. His new character now, I think what they got to do is make an angle with him and his dad, Kurt Angle, and make them fight each other to prove, this is how you really, are supposed to be in the WWE in the locker room and how you perform. Because that I think is more of a better, because they already spun, he's his dad, so they should make more of an angle with it. The fact they just made him, he's his dad and he's the boss's son is just kind of weak. I think it's, like I said, I don't like him with Seth Rollins. If they would have kept him with Chad Gable, I would have no problem with it and brought Gable over to Raw. I'd have no problem with them still being American Alpha. I thought they were a good tag team. They didn't get enough respect over on SmackDown, I think. But like I said,
it might have been a little premature to break them up. I don't think they really achieved what they could have. They had a much more storied run in NXT.
Exactly.
From there, you had the Bray Wyatt versus Matt Hardy match, which was a nothing match. It seemed like an afterthought. You had your divas over the years introduced. Kelly looking as young as she did when she debuted.
Agreed.
Most of them looked really good. Tori Wilson's still beautiful, and Trish Stratus did age a bit, but she's still a 10 in my opinion.
She still looks pretty good. I
Rhea
agree.
Kanellis and
Maurice.
And Marie
Prego. The Bella Twins. I was glad to see Brie Bella back. That was
she snapped back into shape, so she looked good.
Agreed.
When you're a model like me, you can critique women like this. Chris Jericho and Elias had their backstage exchange, that I thought was pretty decent. I do like Elias. He gets a lot of heat. I think the guy has a look. He's kind of like Macho Man Randy Savage with a different character, in my opinion.
Yes. I was going to say, he kind of has the look.
Put him with Cena, and the story is that Elias is filling the spot that Samoa Joe should have had.
Exactly. I think that's where they're going, because I love the fact that they did that with Cena as much as because at first when he came out, when Elias was singing whatever and Cena came out, I thought it was gonna be a regular. Once he did the you can't see me and did the 5-knuckle shuffle, I'm like, all right, here comes an attitude adjustment, blah blah blah. Everyone's happy that Cena. But then when he got out of the attitude adjustment and low blowed him, I literally jumped out of my seat, was applauding. Because that was besides Austin coming out, that was probably the highlight of the night for me, because I'm sick of Cena. As you all know, I know you and your son are big fans, but I was like, I just because he kills so many guys. You got to give Elias a chance. As much as I think his character's they got to spice up his character a little bit more besides with the singing bullshit. I think he's a pretty good character, and he's a good wrestler. So I don't know.
Now, when you say Cena killed too many guys, I got to disagree. Over the years he did kind of stall Wade Barrett's push.
Not so much.
He should have come out of that. But look at the guys he's built.
Yeah, not so much.
I say John Cena to building Kevin Owens. I attribute John Cena to making AJ Styles the player that he is. John Cena brought Edge to the next level 10 years ago.
Yeah,
like I said, I think that John Cena gets a lot of criticism. He's not really.
Yeah, lately he has put some guys over, which is good, like you said. But from time to time, it seems like he buries some guys now and then. But like I said, but recently I agree. The AJ Styles he put over pretty well, and a couple guys here and there. Like I said, it just seems like they. Like I said, I think Samoa Joe should have been in the spot as much as I would love to see Samoa Joe and Cena. Like I said, with Joe's injury, it really kills it right now. So I think that's what they're going to ride out. I don't see. This is all I get from you. What do you think about the Undertaker's little speech? That to me, everyone's like, he's going to be in the Royal Rumble now. Cena's going to eliminate him. They're going to have a big storyline going to WrestleMania. I don't think that's going to happen.
From what I read, it's supposed to happen. I thought the seeds were going to be planted last night. They weren't. Undertaker left a very ambiguous message. If you notice, when he was giving a little spiel there at the end, the crowd was chanting one more match. The Undertaker legitimately looked annoyed.
Yeah.
I don't think that it was a good segment. It gave the fans nothing.
Yeah.
I also don't think that it was right to do at the Manhattan Center. I don't think the lighting, they didn't even shut the lights when he came in the ring, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
He did look in good shape, though. You couldn't really tell much with that leather coat he was wearing, but his arms for a 52-year-old guy were pretty ripped. So I do think that he is in much better shape than he was last year when he fell through that match with Reigns at Mania.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked terrible. He looked terrible last year at Mania. Really bad.
He looked every bit his age. You had the Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil going to double DQ at Ryan Heath later. Terrible match. I don't know how it came across on TV, but the crowd was chanting boring throughout the match. You had the Dudley Boys come out at the end. The Dudley Boys, I think this is going to be the last appearance we ever see of them. They're moving much slower than usual.
I think they're going. I think they're going to be one of the next guys to go in the Hall of Fame this year. I think. I would assume. I think that's why they put them out there, because they're going to probably promote in the next week or two that the Dudley Boys are going to be going to the Hall of Fame, because they deserve it. It's just a matter of time.
I agree. It's done quite a bit. You had the AJ Styles interview with Charlie Caruso. He brought in Mean Gene.
That was awesome. Mean Gene.
Cool. And they went over really well with the live crowd. Disappointing thing for me was AJ didn't come out to the live arena. Then you had a real clusterfuck of a segment with the Manhattan Center with DX, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H uniting. Now, Shawn Michaels, I think you can cut Shawn Michaels' career in three different areas. There was, the pre-injury, the post-injury, injury and then the retirement. And after retirement, I mean, Shawn Michaels has just become a joke now. I think the guy he looks like he's sleeping next to a plutonium rock. You can't discredit the worker that he was, in my opinion, the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
But it's just sad to see now. I mean, he's one of the guys that walked away and stayed away, so I give him credit for that. But I thought the segment fell flat. I don't think there's anything good about it. I thought that the intention was to give the Balor Club some rub from these guys, but I didn't really get that feeling at the end of it, and I think burying the Revival was a mistake. Your thoughts?
I think burying the Revival, I agree, was kind of shady. But at the end, after they did the Too Sweet, Triple H raised like Finn Balor's hand, and they did the Too Sweet thing together. I think that was Triple H giving Finn Balor, telling Vince, "Hey, look, he can get over." I think that's why Finn hasn't been thrown into any championship match ever since his injury, and he had relinquished the Universal title. He hasn't had a title shot since. So I think Triple H is saying, because they get a good pop, but I just don't think sticking him with Gallows and Anderson so soon. Kind of, like I said, if he would have had a championship and brought them in, okay, then I could see them going after tag team championship, and then all of them have championships. That would be a little bit cool, like more of a cooler faction. But like I said, I love Finn Balor. He's one of my favorite guys. He's one of the great performers that they have. They don't utilize him enough. He should have at least a title shot at any belt, or and don't stick with the tag team. Like, as much as I like him with Gallows and Anderson, you can only do so many 6-man tag matches. So it's like either let him be a singles wrestler, or make him stick him in a faction and keep him there for a while. I just think they haven't given that guy enough time to develop, because his injury really hurt him, I think, because he was starting to catch big time pops and he was doing really well. And when his injury happened, when he won the Universal belt against Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, and then he had to relinquish it the next night because of his injury, that hurt him, I think, because then other guys stepped in and took more of a big time player role. And when he came back, it was so long afterwards. Like I said, I think that really hurt him, and I think they could give him another chance. I think it's not right, because Finn Balor's a great worker. He's awesome in the ring. He definitely deserves another title shot at anything. Either IC belt or throw him back to SmackDown, WWE Championship. I'd love to see him against AJ Styles again. Like I said, he doesn't get enough credit, and I think they're way underutilizing him.
I think AJ Balor is a main player. I think that they're still planting a siege or something. I like the idea of him with. I like them playing on the history with being with Gallows and Anderson as members. They were in the Bullet Club. I'd like to see AJ tie into that storyline eventually. But I'd like to see Balor as a full-fledged heel leading the group, and really, I think he could build a championship or reign around him. To your point, it did derail his push and his trajectory of his career when he got injured at SummerSlam. Was it 2016? And he had to give us the title the next night. And that spot was penciled. Kevin Owens in there, and he took the spot, and he ran with the ball. I think he did a good job as well. From there, we had a really strange ending segment now in the Barclays Center. So they had a majority of the guys come down to surround the ring. There was no reason why. Introduced Kane and Braun Strowman, and you had Lesnar come out and destroy them until Strowman power slammed Lesnar through the table to end the show. It made literally no sense other than to put heat on the match. But I didn't know why all those guys were there, because usually before a Royal Rumble, as you know from history, you have all these guys fighting in the ring and throwing each other over the top ropes and get you amped and ready for the Rumble, but it didn't even happen. So
the ending was
there was very shoddy booking yesterday.
The Raw endings lately have been terrible. They've either had either bad main event matches or bad segments to end the show. And I think if it was up to me, I would put Austin on last. But that was just me. That's me. The fact they started off the show was good. I think I'll tell you right now. If anyone watched the beginning of that show, of the 25th anniversary show, Austin came out, that sucked you in. But then after that, after maybe the first hour, I wanted to turn it off. I was fucking bored. It was, like I said, no DX, no Undertaker except on, like I said, they shouldn't have had it at two different venues. That by far was the stupidest booking ever that Vince ever made. Because you take it away, like I said, people were pissed off at the Barclays Center and at the Manhattan Center. You paid a certain amount of money, and you had to see a couple matches, and only a few, legends and regular stars of today. That's bullshit in my book. I would have been pissed. I would have demanded my money back. I would have went and found Vince in the back like, listen, you rich motherfucker, give me my money. Because this was a terrible show. And he's got to let go of the creative thing. Triple H and Steph and Shane and we're creative guys that have to take over the lead because he's getting too senile to even freaking book anything anymore. He's lost the audience completely. The ratings have dwindled so much. He really needs to just hand it down finally to Shane and Stephanie and Triple H and let them take over the shows and everything else because he I don't think he knows what the audience wants anymore. I really don't.
You'd think they would have learned from their history. Back in April of 1986, WrestleMania 2, they had it in 3 locations: Nassau Coliseum, Chicago, Illinois, and Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I was actually at the Coliseum show, and it was just treacherous to watch 3 or 4 matches, and then you watch the rest of it on the screen.
Yeah.
That's what these people in Manhattan Center did.
Yep. That's what I said.
But that's Raw. On a 1 to 10, I give Raw a 4, and the only reason I give it that high of a score is because of the Austin segment, the Jericho exchange, and it was good to see the Divas, in my opinion. Just a few other quick notes from the live, from being there live. About 30 seconds before it went on the air, the crowd erupted into a CM Punk chant, but it died out before it got on the air, which would have been cool because you had all 3 McMahons in the ring there, and I would like to see them interplay with that.
Yeah.
Surprising pops. Eric Bischoff got a big pop. Like I said, Torrie Wilson got a really big pop, and Reigns just gets heat like you can't even describe. It reminds me of The Rock almost.
Yeah.
With the amount of people just hating on the guy.
Yeah.
So.
On a scale of 1 to 10, you gave it a 4. I'm going to give it about a 5, just because as much as I didn't like that they didn't utilize the legends correctly, I love what they did with Cena and Elias. That I liked. And the fact that Miz won the IC belt back because I'm getting sick of Reigns. He's like Rollins. I think him and Rollins both have in their contract they have to have a belt for a certain amount of time, or they're not, or like it's like sacrilegious if they don't have a belt. So like to me, I think that's. Like I said, I give it a 5. Like I said, the Austin thing was the best part of the whole show. The ending was stupid, and everything else in between was just terribly executed and run. And I said, like I said, I was telling my wife. My wife's like, "Where's DX? Why are they at this other venue?" Like, and my wife, who doesn't watch wrestling unless I'm flipping it on, whatever, and she'll watch a few minutes of it before she's like, "Oh, she'll just walk away." She was happy to see Stone Cold, and then she's like, "Where's everybody else?" I'm like, "Exactly. Where is everybody else? They're in another freaking location, which is completely stupid." So.
Yeah, very strange booking.
Yeah.
Next Sunday this Sunday we have the Royal Rumble. Real quick, let's go over the card, give predictions. We'll start from the regular matches. You got the Usos versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, 2 out of 3 falls match. Who do you go with?
The Usos have been champions for so long, man, and they've been champions 5. I think they're going to win, but I think they're bound. I think they got to drop into somebody eventually. So I'm going to say Benjamin and Gable win that one.
You got Seth Rollins, and I agree with you. Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan versus Cesaro and Sheamus.
The Bar's winning because everyone hates Seth Rollins and Jordan together. I think it's better if they break them up and not have them as a tag team anymore. Let Rollins go single route for a while till at least Ambrose gets back and maybe they get back together later on. Because I don't like them together. They're terrible. It's just a horrible match. Like I said, I like Cesaro and Sheamus being thrown together have been awesome. And they didn't want to even be thrown together. And look how far they've come. They won the championship like 3-4 times already. They have a great following.
So you were bored the Jason Jordan storyline altogether.
Yes, like I said, I'd rather just see him get the crowd. Let him be a mid-card jobber and let people just beat the shit out of him. Because honestly, the fact that everyone's booing him because he's boring. He's nothing good about him. And the fact that he's Kurt Angle's son makes it even more stupid. Like that's why I just think they should have even added that to the whole segment, to the whole show, because it just definitely makes it a lot more stupid. I think.
I disagree. I think they're booking Jordan to get this reaction. I think Jordan's a good athlete. I think he's a little green still. I don't know if the storyline he's in is necessarily the right one for him, but I think he's better than mid-Carter, so time will tell on that one. AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the handicap match for the championship.
Well, if you watch any of the Raws or whatever, or anything, SmackDowns, and they're showing shows, live shows coming up, AJ's winning because he's already booked to freaking defend the title at someone else in March or whatever, one of the house shows before WrestleMania. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna win somehow.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna take the belt off him going into Mania. You got the triple threat. You got Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman versus Kane. I think this one's obvious.
Brock's winning.
Yeah. The Women's Royal Rumble. It's the first time they're doing a Women's Royal Rumble. Now, as of today, there's 18 or 30 entrants have been named. So I'm going to read through them really quick. You got Naomi, Asuka, Ruby Riott, Natalya, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Carmella, Tamina, Lana, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Mickie James, Nia Jax, Becky Lynch, Alicia Fox, and Dana Brooke. Paige was removed as of last week. So, interestingly enough, only 18 or 30 entrants have been named. Obviously, they're going to fill some of these spots. Maybe with some legends, maybe Trish Stratus, Ronda Rousey, they're saying. I think you're going to see some NXT talents in there. Maybe Ember Moon will make her debut.
I'm going to say they're going to go with 6 legends probably and 6 people from NXT, or maybe maybe a few legends and throwing a couple surprise people in there. And maybe Ronda Rousey being one of them. But like I said, if Asuka, I don't think. Like I said, if I had any really good confirmation that, like, if they would have said said this week announced either last night or tonight on SmackDown, which I don't think they will. If Ronda Rousey's throwing herself in the Royal Rumble, I'd be picking her hands down. So far, I think Asuka's going to win. But if Ronda Rousey's in the Royal Rumble, all bets are off. I think she'll win it.
Can you hear me? My connection went a little bit.
No, I can hear you.
Okay. So you're going with Rousey, you said?
I'm gonna say Asuka, but I said if Rousey is surprise entrant, I'm gonna say she's gonna win.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think if you can have Rousey in there, she's got to win. I would like to see some surprise booking though, and heck, it's obvious either Rousey or Asuka going to win. I may think you go the other way and you get behind somebody, maybe even Nia Jax, have her come out as the Andre the Giant of the Battle Royals, and have her win as an wrestling move in, or even Mandy Rose, my future ex-wife. So. The men's Royal Rumble, as of today, there's only 13 of the 30 entrants have been announced. It's very low historically. Usually you at least have 20, 25, and at least the speculation who's going to be in there. So real quick, the confirmed names we have are Elias, Randy Orton, Nakamura, John Cena, Finn Balor, Baron Corbin, Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt, Rusev, Aiden English, Apollo Crews, Titus O'Neil, and The Miz. Your thoughts on who's going to win? Is it going to be one of these people from this list? Maybe a surprise entrant? Any guesses on who we're going to see in the Royal Rumble as a surprise?
I can see some legends coming back. I don't know who exactly. I was looking at some of them. Some of them look pretty bad shape. Boogeyman looks like he's in great shape. He freaking looked pretty jacked. Like I said, I don't really know if they'll probably bring us some NXT guys. I don't know. I would love to see as a surprise entrant, because if they're going to do it with Ronda Rousey, why not bring fucking Conor McGregor? Why not? I don't see it happening because I haven't heard anything. Besides, I've heard some stuff with Ronda Rousey. Haven't heard anything about Conor McGregor. But like I said, I think if the money was right and Vince wanted to get him, he would offer him a nice chunk of change to be in it, and he probably would do it. But like I said, that wouldn't surprise me. But I have a feeling Nakamura is going to win.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, there's 2 different things. There's who I think is going to win and who I want to win. I want Nakamura to win. I want them to get behind this guy and start pushing him like the talent that he is. I want to see Nakamura and AJ headline WrestleMania.
Me too.
I want them to give him 40 minutes and let him recreate that Wrestle Kingdom match on the WWE stage. So
Agreed.
That's really my hope. But you never know. I mean, who knows who can come out here. I'm a big CM Punk mark, and I'd love to see him come back and win the whole thing. But
not gonna happen.
I'm not holding my breath. But
you have
looking forward to Sunday. Royal Rumble is a fun pay-per-view.
Yeah. You have a better chance of seeing Jesus than to seeing CM Punk in the Royal Rumble, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, exactly.
But, emails or no emails today?
A couple emails, but real quick, I just wanted a quick news story broke yesterday regarding Enzo Amore. Real name Eric Arndt was suspended by the WWE. A report was filed in the Phoenix Police Department pending an investigation that I understand is near complete, just waiting on lab results. Enzo is great back over. Yeah. His Instagram accounts collaborate. That's what I'm looking for. Validate that he was in Phoenix in October for a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert at that time. There's text messages, etc. Not looking good for Enzo Amore, especially in this climate with a lot of the accusations going around, especially about celebrities. Not that he's much of a celebrity. Right now he's suspended, and it got me to think. The one thing, Enzo Amore is the current cruiserweight champion. I feel like the title's almost cursed. You had Rick Swann. He got arrested after winning the Fatal 4-Way, so they had to go back and redo it. Then you had Cedric win that match. Enzo got sick. They couldn't have the match. They delayed it. And then in the middle of that, now Enzo gets suspended. On top of the fact, you had Neville walk out of the company, who was the biggest part of that division.
Yes.
So I think it's a cursed division. I mean, I don't know what to think about Enzo at this point. Where do you think they go from here?
I'll tell you right now, dude. Once Enzo and Big Cass broke up, their careers went down the shitter. Enzo got, and I think Enzo, he's good on the mic, but he's a terrible, terrible wrestler. I think he's terrible in the ring. And the fact that they made him, the only reason they made the Cruiserweight Championship, because he can talk. Otherwise, because none of the Cruiserweights say shit. No one gets on the mic. That's why releasing Austin Aries was stupid. I think that was the biggest mistake, because I loved Austin Aries. He was a great cruiserweight. He was good in the ring. He talked awesome on the mic. I don't know why they let him go. I know they had disagreement or something with Vince and creative team, I guess, and he got released. I said if they would have kept him, I think they could have put him as a champion for a while, and and had some better storylines in the cruiserweights. I can really give a shit about the cruiserweights now. I don't even care. Like Enzo Amore annoys me now to a point of like fact he's good on the mic and that's about it because he's terrible in the ring. I don't think he's a terrible wrestler, and like I said, and he's a jinx too. Look what happened to Big Cass. Big Cass is God knows how long he's going to be out for with his injury, and they never gave him the shot to be tag team champions when they came to the main roster, which I thought would have been great, at least for a little while. They didn't have to have him for like a year, maybe for a couple months, let them be tag team champions because they were so popular when they first came up, and now they're once they broke up, it's like because what I think that screwed them last year WrestleMania. When that triple threat match turned into Fatal 4-Way and the Hardys came back and they ended up winning, that screwed. I think that's when I thought they were going to win last year. But like I said, that pretty much went out the toilet when the Hardys came back.
Yeah, personally on Enzo Amore, my wife is friends with his sister. They're actually from Jersey, and I was trying to pull strings together to make an appearance at my son's birthday party, but kind of glad that's not going through. So real quick, got a couple emails. One of the emails. The only name signed on it is Jim74. Thoughts on Paul Orndorff?
On if he's going to the Hall of Fame? Is he even in the Hall of Fame already? I think he is, isn't he?
Yeah, he's inducted in the Hall of Fame. I guess thoughts on his career overall?
I thought Paul Orndorff was a great wrestler. He was talented. He wasn't much of a talker. He was with the Heenan family for a little while. So he had Bobby Heenan pretty much as his mouth for a little bit. I thought Paul Orndorff had a great rivalry with Hogan. That was one of his. I think that's what his pretty much claim to fame because his other rivalries weren't really that great. He had a couple of good matches with the Junkyard Dog back in the day, and like I said, he to me he's always been known for that one steel cage match on Saturday Night's Main Event with him and Hogan, and who hit the ground first. If anyone remembers that, that's how old I'm going back now. I'll never forget that because I got this. I freaking wait till my parents fell asleep, and I freaking came out and I went in my living room and watched it. I had to put it on low so my parents wouldn't wake up because I was dying to see it. And went, no, you have to go to bed. I was so pissed. So I waited for them to fall asleep when I came out just in time to watch that match. And that was the whole timing of who hit first. They showed the instant replay like 100 times, and Hogan won, of course. But it was still one of the greatest matches I'll never forget, at least from my childhood.
Yeah, Orndorff was definitely a great worker in a time when work rate wasn't really respected. I always thought he was an intercontinental level wrestler, but they never gave him any gold in WWE, WWF at the time.
Yeah.
And his feuds were primarily with Orton and Piper, I think Adonis. I don't remember much. He didn't have any other significant feuds. I mean, he never really worked with Randy Savage too much, which was something I always wanted to see.
Yeah.
And most interestingly, he is one of the people that were on the active roster during WrestleMania 3 that was not on the card.
Yes.
The story with that is that the plan was Hogan versus Andre, of course, but they needed to have a backup plan in case Andre couldn't make it because his back was in bad shape. So they kept Orndorff on the side, and if they needed to film an angle there, they would do so to have that be the main event.
Yeah.
Also, the same strategy they applied at WrestleMania 18 when it was Scott Hall versus Austin. They weren't certain if Hall would make it to the match because of all of his personal problems, so they kept Kevin Nash off the card to fill that spot if needed.
Yeah.
Enough random trivia. Another quick question here. Why does WWE force feed people that the crowds obviously reject? I think you can apply the Jason Jordan rules to that there. Yeah.
Like I said, there's so many guys that are on the roster now that shouldn't be on the roster or just booked wrong or creatively they're doing their stories wrong. And I think Jason Jordan's one of them. I think they nixed him and Gable as American Alpha too quick. Same, like I said, they're nixing tag teams and breaking them up too fast. Like look at Enzo and Big Cass, American Alpha, like I said, and I think they're not giving these guys enough time because that's why there's no tag teams because they're breaking them up too fast. The only tag teams that have been together for the longest time was like the New Day and Gallows and Anderson. And who else? Like, there's no, like, if you can think, I can't even think of the many tag teams that haven't even broken up or broken up, got back together, or broken up and put different guys in. It's the tag team division's been very weak, and the fact that they just buried the Revival last night kind of sucks. So, I don't know what they're doing. Like I said, they're besides the Usos, they're pretty much one of the mainstays, and everyone else is like, like I said, throwing guys together sometimes doesn't work. It's only worked so far with Cesaro and Sheamus, which was money. I think that's the way they worked together on it. They came up with stuff. They came with Vince. Cesaro and Sheamus to me are the two best workers probably in the company. And they've been with the company for so long. Sheamus has done a ton. Cesaro hasn't got enough credit. I think he's been tag team champions with Sheamus and a couple other people a few times now. He's never got a shot at either any big belts, which I think is a disgrace because he's a great worker and he's an excellent wrestler.
I think it's a testament to Cesaro. I mean, he had a tag team with Tyson Kidd they drew together that was clicking as well. Mm-hmm. But you bring an interesting point up that they put teams together too quick and break them up too quick. I think the difference between this era and the era when we were kids is definitely the amount of TV time that they need to fill. So back in the day, you never saw the Killer Bees breaking up and feuding, or the British Bulldogs, or even Wyndham and Rotunda. Yeah. So, of course, you had an hour or two of TV to fill per week. That's when their business model was more about house shows. Yeah. Now, you have 8-9 hours, and you have the network, so you're really throwing a lot more. You're doing really a 2 months worth of TV opposed to a week's worth of TV back in the day. So it's definitely a different business, but I do agree. They don't establish enough teams. 2 more quick questions. Best Intercontinental title match of all time?
Oh, shit. I've seen so many through the years, man. My top one's probably going to be Randy Savage and Steamboat at WrestleMania. That's my top one. The Rock and Triple H on Raw ladder match. That match was freaking unbelievable. And those top two, I can't really think of anyone's off the top of my head except for those two right now. But there's a few others, but those two definitely are probably my top two favorites of all time.
Yeah, for me, I'm definitely going to agree. Steamboat and Savage number one. That match had a work rate that we didn't see in the WWF ring at that time at any point. In the NWA, they were wrestling like that. You get your Ric Flair and Barry Windham and those kind of workers, but not in WWF, especially on that stage. Definitely number one there. I think Shawn Michaels and Jeff Jarrett had a great IC title match back in '95, one of the In Your Houses, when Michaels won the third IC title. And I think not because of the match, but because of the excitement, and I was there, the Honky Tonk Man versus Ultimate Warrior, SummerSlam '88 in Madison Square Garden.
It was like 8 seconds long, that match. I remember that too.
It was supposed to wrestle Brutus Beefcake.
Yeah.
And Beefcake couldn't make it due to injury. Honky said, "Bring me anyone out there." And this young upstart named Ultimate Warrior just came in the ring and beat the balls off him. Last question. From Mitesh Wiley, he writes, "Don't you think it's hypocritical of WWE to suspend Enzo Amore since Linda McMahon works for a self-admitted sexual predator in the White House?"
Hey, man, everyone's rules are different. Like I said, the White House rules are the White House rules, and Vince's rules are Vince's rules. Enzo Amore, like I said, I could care less. I hope they strip him with the belt and put it on somebody else because I don't care about him. He's annoying. He's a shitty wrestler, and like I said, just the way he goes about his business. I heard outside of the ring, he's okay. He's someone nice guy, but then I've heard other things where he's a jerk. And like I said, I don't care for him. Like I said, if he was at least a good wrestler, I'd have some respect for him. I think he's good on the mic, and that's it. And even then, if you can't perform in the ring, like I said, if you got both, you're a great wrestler, you're a great performer. If you only got one without the other, you suck in my book.
Yeah, gotta agree. So that's all I really had today. I mean, we did a good show, good news segment.
Yeah.
We're a Rumble preview. I guess we'll reconvene after the Rumble unless any other major stories break between now and then.
Yeah, like I said, I think if we hear anything with Ronda Rousey or Conor McGregor or Daniel Bryan, maybe we'll try to squeeze one in before the Rumble. But we'll do a post Royal Rumble show. I don't know. Me and Mr. X will work out a schedule and figure out. I'll definitely post it on my page when we're going to do that. But folks, until next time, Mr. X, thank you once again for joining me, my wonderful co-host. Until next time, folks, G-Funk, I gotta go. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.